If you don't have an electronic airway bill standard operating procedure for ACC Airport background, but you still want to learn the basics of export and import activities, stick around. Don't worry about that, we have a plan to reduce time in 7-day beginner course into just 15 minutes. Initially I was very skeptical because I thought the course would be so conceptual and bored. That's why we transformed those basic to informative concepts into this video. That makes it easier for beginners to understand and it easier to storage. If they forget later, they can review this video again. Before starting this video, viewers should not do anything based on this video without consulting applicable laws. e-AWB will not be responsible for any consequences. Nobody can copy it or store it in many ways without prior written permission from e-AWB. Because this content involves legal considerations, we cannot ignore it. So starting with the broadest possible question. What is export at ACC Airport? Export at ACC Airport is the process of sending goods abroad through modern procedures, using the electronic airway bill system. Today, we will explore the operational procedures at ACC Airport for export shipments, when the carrier uses a ground handling agent to accept, process, and manage its shipments at the airport. Prerequisites. Let's start with the freight forwarder. First, they must sign the e-AWB Multilateral Electronic Airway Bill Agreement. This is the foundation that allows everyone to legally use electronic airway bills. Next, they must have a specific electronic airway bill agreement with each airline they work with. They also commit to sending goods that are ready for carriage properly packed, labeled, and compliant. Email or digital screen showing an e-receipt instead of paper. They agree to receive electronic receipts. They need to use a digital system to send cargo data using formats like Cargo IMP version 16 for waybills, FHL version 4 for manifests. And finally, they must be able to receive real-time updates from the airline. Now, let's move to the airline. The airline must also join the e-AWB Multilateral Electronic Airway Bill Agreement and list ACC Airport as an active location. They must have working agreements with freight forwarders. They need systems to receive and store electronic airway bill and send updates to freight forwarders. Airlines should adopt a single process approach, making it easier for forwarders to book and send data. Training staff is key to ensure smooth operation. And finally, internal procedures must be updated so paper copies are no longer required. At the airport, ground handling agents have a vital role. They must be able to receive electronic airway bill data and manifests from the airline. They verify the physical shipment against the digital record. And they send cargo status notifications to all parties, digitally. The ground handling agent must also comply with all security and digital data protection rules. Most importantly, all parties must communicate. If any cargo detail changes like quantity, weight, or destination, all parties must be instantly informed through the system. Electronic airway bill is not just about technology, it's about teamwork. By meeting these requirements, exporting cargo at ACC Airport becomes faster, safer, and completely paperless. Operations process steps. Every shipment has a journey. Not just across countries, but across systems, teams, and checkpoints. And at ACC Airport, that journey is going digital. Let's follow a shipment from booking to takeoff. Powered entirely by electronic airway bill. Firstly, the freight forwarder books space with the carrier, the airline that will handle the cargo. Then, the carrier sends flight and cargo information to the ground handling agent through a digital e-AWB bill of lading message. After that, at least 30 minutes before delivery, the freight forwarder sends the electronic airway bill data by freightway bill list or cargo IMP electronic airway bill message, including any necessary security or consolidated cargo details. If no paper pouch is used, the code e-AWB is applied. Once that's done, the carrier receives the electronic airway bill and responds. If all is correct, a confirmation flight manifested is sent. If there's an error, a rejection flight not arrived is issued and the forwarder must resend corrected data. In step 5, the carrier assigns a processing code, ECC or ECP, indicating whether electronic airway bill or paper will be used in specific scenarios. Then, electronic airway bill data and the processing code are sent to the ground handling agent. This ensures the ground handling agent knows what to expect and how to handle the cargo. In the seventh step, the freight forwarder delivers the cargo and along with any required physical documents. Then, the ground handling agent receives the cargo and compares it to the electronic air waybill data. In the ninth step, if everything matches, the cargo is stored, an electronic or paper receipt is issued, and the carrier is notified. In the 10th step, the carrier sends an FSU message to confirming the shipment is now in the warehouse and may be ready for carriage. Once that's done, security screening is performed based on cargo type following e-AWB standards. Next, once cleared, the cargo is marked as ready for carriage. Then, the carrier sends a final FSU RCS message to confirming that the cargo is accepted and flight ready. After that, the ground handling agent logs the cargo into the official flight system and preparing for loading. Finally, the ground handling agent prepares physical loading and placing cargo into ULDs, packing documents if needed, and getting ready for takeoff. From booking to takeoff, each step is digitally connected, secure, and synchronized. At ACC Airport, the paperless future is here. And your cargo is ready to fly. Exception management. Scenario 1. Missing foreign exchange declaration documents. If the exporter fails to provide required documents such as the commercial invoice, contract, or payment terms, the shipment cannot be cleared by customs or processed by the bank. This causes delays in shipping and interrupts the foreign exchange inflow to the business and country. Scenario 2. Air waybill data does not match the invoice. If the air waybill contains different details than the commercial invoice, for example, weight, product description, harmonized system code, customs, or the bank may reject the documents. A correction, charges correction advice, or resubmission is required, affecting currency reporting accuracy. Scenario 3. No payment method specified. Letter of credit, telegraphic transfer. If the export documents lack a clear international payment method, the bank cannot process the foreign exchange transaction. It may cause the shipment to be held or payment to be delayed or denied by the buyer. Scenario 4. Currency mismatch between air waybill and invoice. When the air waybill is in USD but the invoice is in EUR, it causes confusion in exchange rate calculation. The bank may delay or reject the payment unless clarification is provided. Acceptance guidelines. In the world of air cargo, electronic air waybill are the new standard. But even in digital workflows, issues can arise. How do we respond? Let's explore 4 real-world scenarios where quick thinking and proper handling make all the difference. Scenario 1. Missing air waybill data. When air waybill data is missing, acceptance must stop immediately. Notify the freight forwarder and the carrier right away. Try to recover the data through direct contact. If recovery fails, revert to paper air waybill only if approved. Scenario 2. Mismatch between air waybill data and physical cargo. We accept the shipment under freight on hand. This means the cargo is in our warehouse, but not yet cleared for flight. Report the discrepancy to the carrier. Wait for corrected data, then move forward to ready for carriage status. Scenario 3. Incomplete or incorrect security information. Even if the security data is incorrect or missing, the shipment can be accepted into the warehouse. However, a full security inspection must be carried out according to e-AWB standards. Only when security is confirmed do we proceed to record control system status. Scenario 4. Missing electronic house manifest for consolidated shipments. In this case, we accept the shipment based on the paper manifest. Then we proceed with cargo handling and prepare it for RCS status as instructed by the carrier. Digital systems bring speed and clarity, but also require readiness for exceptions. Know the guidelines. Communicate clearly. Act promptly. In the world of air cargo, electronic air waybill are the new standard. And always put safety and accuracy first. Electronic air waybill, a paperless system, built on smart decisions. What is the import at ACC Airport? Import at ACC Airport is the process of receiving and handling goods arriving from abroad by air, using the electronic air waybill. In this section, we will explore the operational procedures at ACC Airport for import shipments, when the carrier uses a ground handling agent to accept, process, and manage its shipments at ACC Airport. Prerequisites. Welcome to the training module on the import process for electronic airway bill at ACC Airport. To ensure the successful implementation of electronic airway bill for import shipments, all involved parties must meet the following technical and operational prerequisites. First, let's look at the responsibilities of the freight forwarder, also known as the importer's agent. They must demonstrate readiness for paperless processing, which means being capable of handling inbound cargo without the need for a physical airway bill. If requested by authorities or relevant parties, they should also be able to accept a printed copy of the electronic airway bill, generated from electronic data. Next, the carrier or airline must have full ED capability, that is, the ability to send and receive electronic data interchange messages. The required message types include freight waybill list, airway bill data message in cargo IMP format, version 16 or above, or cargo XML equivalent. Forwarder's house waybill list, house manifest message in cargo IMP format, version 4 or above cargo XML equivalent. Additionally, the carrier system must support data retention, ensuring all ED messages are securely stored for the necessary period to enable tracing, audits, or inspections. The ground handling agent plays a vital role in the electronic airway bill import process. They must be able to receive and process electronic messages, specifically freight waybill list, cargo IMP V16+, forwarder's house waybill list, cargo IMP V4+, or equivalent cargo XML formats. The ground handling agent are also required to provide electronic airway bill data, either electronically or as a printed version, upon request from government authorities, consignees agents, or any relevant stakeholder in the import process. Like the carrier, the ground handling agent must have robust data retention capabilities for storing ED messages for the necessary duration. Finally, both carriers and the ground handling agent must ensure that all operational personnel involved in electronic airway bill handling are properly trained, fully understand electronic airway bill processes, and are competent in using the required systems. This is critical to maintaining compliance, operational efficiency, and seamless electronic data exchange throughout the electronic airway bill import lifecycle. By meeting these prerequisites, stakeholders at ACC Airport can ensure smooth, efficient, and compliant handling of import shipments under the Electronic Airway Bill Initiative, aligning with global standards in paperless air cargo operations. Operations process steps. In today's cargo environment, speed, accuracy, and digital readiness are critical. At ACC Airport, the electronic airway bill import process is designed to make every shipment smarter and every delivery smoother. Firstly, the carrier receives flight and shipment data from the origin station, including the flight manifest, master airway bill, and house airway bill list. Secondly, all shipment data is sent to the ground handling agent at ACC Airport to prepare for arrival. Then, the ground handling agent receives and verifies the shipment data. After that, based on the data, they prepare to receive the cargo properly and securely. In the fifth step, once the cargo arrives, the ground handling agent notifies the freight forwarder or customs broker using an FSU NFD message to confirming the shipment is at the airport. If documents are included, they are also handed over. Then, the forwarder tries to process the shipment using only electronic data. If anything is missing or unclear, they contact the ground handling agent. After that, the ground handling agent delivers the cargo to the forwarder and confirms delivery via an FSU DLV message. Finally, throughout the process, the carrier supports ground handling agent, the forwarder, and customs, especially if any data issue arises. Exception management. Sometimes, things don't go exactly as planned, even with modern systems like electronic airway bill. That's when we need what's called exception handling, simple steps to fix unexpected problems and keep the cargo moving. Imagine this: a plane has landed with cargo, but when the ground staff checks their system, they can't find any shipment information. What now? Well, this is a classic exception. In this case, the ground handling agent has to act fast. They contact the origin station to request the missing data and inform the person waiting to receive the goods. If there's no paperwork, no data, and the cargo isn't even on the flight manifest, it's marked as found cargo without accompanying information. Sounds messy, right? But that's why procedures exist. Now here's another one. Even though we've gone paperless, someone asks for a printed airway bill. No problem, the ground handling agent simply prints it from the system. But if that request wasn't necessary, like a customs office still stuck in the old ways, the airline must report this to IATA, the Global Air Transport Authority. The takeaway? Electronic airway bill isn't just about removing paper. It's about coordination, teamwork, and knowing how to handle the rare times when something goes off track. Because when everyone's prepared, even the exceptions run smoothly. Those are the main points I wanted to share. Thank you for listening, and I look forward to your feedback.